I can't lie. Bro, I keep on messing up these videos. Okay, now for real. Okay, yo, um, what's going on? I've got, as you can see, I have gotten a haircut. I'm lying in my bed right now, and it's like, I think almost 2:30 a.m. in the morning. Um, I wanted to make a few videos. Uh, my first video is Terrence Crawford has officially retired. That's crazy to me, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's crazy to me. He is literally, he's retired, which is crazy. Terrence had an amazing record. He's probably one of the boxers to have retired undefeated. You know, he fought the best. He went up in weight. He beat the undisputed champion at that weight, which was Canelo, my favorite fighter. I was voting for Canelo, but Terrence got the better of Ken, you know, got the better of Canelo. Um, yeah, bro, it was insane. Um, Fair play to him. 42-0. One of the greatest, in my opinion, because he's never lost. That's a really good record. And he's beat high level people in his fights, you know. So, Terrence is a GOAT, in my opinion. Um, Bro, Jake versus AJ is crazy. In my opinion, I see some people hating on the internet, being like, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, we all know that Jake got knocked out, blah blah blah. And they're not giving him his props. You know, Jake lasted 6 rounds. He shouldn't have lasted 6 rounds. He lasted 6 rounds with a unified heavyweight world champion. That's unbelievable to me. 6 rounds? Are you crazy? Nah, bro. It shouldn't have lasted 6 rounds. In my opinion, again, not diminishing anything from AJ, he said what he was gonna do, which is knock him out, right? But this will kind of discredit AJ's reputation because he couldn't get a influencer out in what, 6 round, less than 6 rounds, no, in 3 rounds. He couldn't get a guy like that out, and AJ's got pristine record. Um, so AJ's got some fights. I think they're gonna make Tyson Fury next because Tyson Fury always says, "Oh yeah, I'm retiring," but it's not always true. He always comes back and he always fights. I think he's never gonna retire. He says he retires, but then he doesn't. Like he just comes back to boxing. So yeah, that will be interesting to see AJ versus him. Um, yeah, but he lasted 6 rounds. I'm gonna give Jake his props. He lasted 6 rounds with a professional heavyweight world champion. You know, he lasted 6 rounds. So, in my opinion, we're gonna be incredible. I'm not naming names though. But there are people that are discrediting him and being like, are like laughing at him and being happy that he lost and just celebrating his loss. But those people didn't have the guts to get into a ring with AJ. They did not have the guts to sign a contract with AJ, fight him when AJ has all the advantages, fight him, right? And last 6 rounds with him. None of those people would last 6 rounds um with AJ, in my opinion. You know? Um but yeah, that's my take on that. Give him his props, man. Man. Give it his due credit. I think he also should be able to fight um for a world championship maybe in the future. I think he should fight people his size. I don't think he should fight people heavier. I think he should fight people in the cruiserweight division. You know? Not lighter. Not Javante or Garcia. Maybe Ngannou. Because I think Ngannou would be way easier than AJ. In my opinion, because AJ knocked Francis out. So that's definitely easier for Jake. But yeah, he has a lot of possibilities. A lot of different stuff that he can do. So I think I just hope the best for AJ. I want to pivot to Misfits now. I just reacted to some huge fights. I didn't watch them. I reacted to them online. Really amazing, you know. Ben Williams gets a W on Nick Alamea. In my opinion, kind of expected. Because Nick was just like, come on. He was out of the ring for a long time. Ben fought twice this year actually and won both of them. So congratulations to him. Nothing to say on that. Tony Ferguson obviously just wipes Warren Spencer and becomes a new middleweight champion. Like in easy style. You know, Tony's doing really good in this boxing thing, and I think if he keeps on fighting, he can take out some really good people. Who else? Amado Vargas versus Dean the Great, which in my opinion is Dean the Great shouldn't have won that fight. And congratulations to Amado Vargas for the W. Because that's my bad. Because in my opinion, Dean the Great shouldn't have won that. He's a YouTuber, influencer, whatever you want to call him. I just think, in my opinion, Dean's ego is really high. You know, maybe I'm not hating on him, but like the way he tries to build fights is just a really disrespectful way. You know, and I think he only fights people who he has beef with. Like he had beef with the Waleed. He fought Waleed. Now he has beef with Amado. Then he fought him. And he was just trash talking the entire time. You know, if you're a professional, have some respect. You know? No egos. Have respect. Respect your opponent you're fighting. You're fighting a professional boxer and you're still talking shit and thinking you're better and being like, oh yeah, nah. I'm better than you. Oh yeah, you're shit. Talking shit about their family name, the Vargas family name. talking shit about their family, attacking their family. That's no way to promote a fight. That's no way to promote a fight, in my opinion. That wasn't necessary from Dean. Um, I think he should have been a little bit more respectful, you know, going into this fight instead of disrespecting their name. And I expected Amato to win, you know. He's a young prospect. He's never lost. He's 16-0, and now he's beat Dean the Great. You know, I expected him to win. You know, I didn't expect Dean to win that because he was like gone for like a few years, and then he comes back and he fights a professional. No, man. I I don't I knew that wasn't he wasn't gonna win. And at the end of the fight, I didn't like that from Dean. He was looking at the camera and be like, what? Like, he won the fight. Accept your defeat, man. Like a champion. Accept it. You've lost. It doesn't matter. Accept the defeat, you know? Just accept it like a man and move on to the next opponent. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being like, nah, I won that. You know? Sometimes I respect Dean for getting in there, but come on, man, be more respectful. It's a sport. Show some sportsmanship. Stop talking shit, bro. Just stop talking shit and respect your opponent. Like, that's what I like about Fox to G. Even though he trolls and makes jokes, he gave Jake his props. He even gave Amado Vargas his props and said, listen, I know you're a tough opponent. I want to fight you. You're an amazing fighter. I want to fight you. That's the fight game. Show some respect, bro. Dean the Great has no respect. He just has ego. No offense, he thinks he's better than everyone. And now I feel like he's been humbled. And this experience would change him because he's been humbled. You know? He has been humbled. And I think now because he's been that, we're gonna see a whole new Dean. You know, because he's lost. Now he's gotta come back. Give your opponent your props. Say congratulations on the win. Stop talking shit after. You know what I'm saying? Stop beefing. Stop talking shit to family. That's too far, man. For the fight game, that's way too far, man. Way too far, in my opinion. But that's my reaction to that fight. And then finally, we got Chase versus Andrew Tate. Now, in my opinion, I'm not trying to discredit Andrew. He was a world champion in kickboxing. But coming to boxing, he did not look good. Not look good, but not look good. But I saw clips about his camp. I'm not saying I know his camp, but I'm assuming this wasn't a boxing camp. Because in my opinion, it was more of a kickboxing, like MMA type boxing camp. You know, because he's got Andre, which, in my opinion, he is probably Andrew's kickboxing coach or MMA coach, you know? Which I'm not saying MMA coaches can't teach boxing. I go to an MMA gym to train boxing, you know, and my coach is really good. But I feel like, no, it wasn't the coach, it was the sparring partners. I saw a bunch of clips online that he was sparring shorter guys, and he was basically not tucking his chin. He was keeping his chin exposed, and he was keeping his hands down, and he was punching like that. You know, that's not a way you fight. You don't fight with your chin up. You fight with your chin in tucked, you know, so that you don't get hit. And you keep your hands up. That's how you fight in boxing. You don't use that low stance in boxing. It doesn't help, you know? Um in my opinion, that must have been a downfall for Tate. I don't think his sparring partners were strong. I know he was sparring Luke, but no offense to Luke. He's a UFC fighter. He's a former professional UFC fighter. He's still probably an amazing UFC fighter. Um, but in my opinion, he's a UFC fighter, man. There's nothing more to it, right? He's just a UFC fighter. UFC fighters boxing is really different to proper boxing. It's not the same. Boxing fundamentals compared to MMA boxing is completely different. The footwork is different, everything is completely different. And in my opinion, Tate was just sparring Luke to get prepared for Chase. Which Tristan was saying, oh yeah, Luke can replicate the opponents and stuff like that. Nobody can replicate your opponent, you know. You can try, but you can't. You can never replicate your opponent. You can never replicate Chase Demore. You can never replicate AJ, Anthony Joshua. You can never replicate Jake Paul. You can never replicate anyone. But he should have fought more bigger guys, and he should have had more sparring experience and had more people who were bigger guys, you know? Bigger, like huge guys, like 6 feet tall, heavyweight guys sparring him, you know, trying to take his head off. You know what I'm saying? He should have fought those type of guys. And on top of that, I also saw a clips that Roy Jones Jr. reached out to him. Carl Froch reached out to him. I honestly think Tate should have trained with him, with those guys, because those guys would have been able to help Tate on how to box, you know? It would have helped his camp. He said, nah, I want to keep it to my boys, you know? People who I trust. That's not gonna win you fights, man. You should have hired, in my opinion, a professional boxing coach. You have money. You should have hired a professional boxing coach. Your coach would have got you good sparring partners. Would have got you sparring partners similar to Chase's style. Similar to Chase. He should have sparred those guys. And then with those guys, he would have got the better experience to fight Chase. That's my opinion on that fight. I think Tate could have won. But I think his camp was, in my opinion, what I've seen, was not the best camp. I think if he hired better people and gotten better people to train him and to spar with, he would have been more prepared for this fight. I don't know if Tate's gonna fight again. I think this is the end for Tate's boxing career. I don't think he's gonna come back and fight. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna come back and fight again. I think he's done. Well done to Chase. He probably improved in that fight. Props to Chase, you know. He's doing really well. Um, if Temple Arts comes back and fights Chase, that would be an interesting fight. You know, even though Temple said he would beat Chase, I'm not sure. He's been out of the ring for a long time. He'd have to get off some ring rust. But I hope the best for him, man. You know, that would be a pretty good fight. Um, yeah, well done to Chase, and that's basically it. Um, I hope you guys liked what I'm saying, or maybe not. You're entitled to your own opinions. Um, Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and that's basically it. That's boxing news, I guess. One thing I wanted to add, Jake Paul has broken his jaw. Yeah, he's he's broken his jaw, like double, like a double fracture. Like it's a double crack. He's broken both. He's broken like a double jaw. Like I mean like it's broken twice. You know, I think Jake's gonna get that operating fix and try and push his jaw back or some surgery. Uh, I don't know if he'll be able to fight again because that's a really serious injury. I don't know about the injury. He might be able to fight again, but he'll probably have to train his jaw again because he's fractured it. He'd probably have to train his jaw again to like eat and do everything, and then maybe after that he'll be able to fight. But fight again. But yeah. Honestly, congrats to Jake. I give him his props. You know, I give him his props. I give Jake his props because what he did, he accomplished a lot from that, you know. Um, and to all the people who are shit talking Jake, bro, don't give him his props because you will never know how crazy it is that he went in the ring for 6 rounds with a former unified heavyweight world champion. You don't understand how crazy that is. Give him his props. I was checking my teeth, sorry. Yeah, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and yeah, that's basically it. Take care and peace out.